Hey, good morning, guys. It's me. And went to bed early, like around 9. Got up early with my wife to, kind of start the day. And I'm gonna try to get back to that practice of me getting up, early. I get up early anyways, but I want to get up even earlier so I can just really focus on setting myself up for being successful. You know, and so that means I got to get my mind right, my body right, my spirit right. To be attuned to the frequency of being strong and not weak, to persevere and not go into self pity, to be courageous and not afraid. So because I think our bodies and our minds are naturally attuned to seek comfort, and in doing that, we become afraid, subconsciously and consciously afraid of anything that will require pain as part of the process. I know that was kind of deep. I'm going to have to listen to that myself again. But, anyways, so because we are uncomfortable with being uncomfortable, we don't know how to handle it when it rains. And so I wanted to, title this one, Can You Handle the Rain? Because the rain signifies so many things, depending on your perspective. It can mean, a flood. It can mean getting wet, and some of us, are very, very, very uncomfortable with getting wet. You know, getting washed, getting rinsed. It's also the process of how we grow things. Because things cannot grow without water, and you would be amazed at how many clients and friends I talk to about the simple fact of drinking water. We're so dry. We're so dry in our attitudes and in our health that we're struggling. We're struggling and we're suffering because of the dehydration in our soul. I know that was deep, wasn't it? So we sit here and we want change. We want blessings. We want success, but we can't handle getting wet to learn how to swim. We run from the rain. We don't embrace the rain. And I think about, the scripture in the Bible where God was talking to one of his people. I can't remember his name. I think it was Elijah. I'm probably wrong, but he asked the question, "Can these dry bones live?" And I think about that with us. We're in the midst of the world dealing with change, and so many of us are talking about going back to normal. And I was talking to a friend the other day, and I just posed the question: what if this is the new normal? I mean, just put it out there. What if this is all about change? Can we handle that? And a lot of people will shut down when faced with evolving, adapting, being flexible in our mind to grow, because we just want to do what we've always done. We want to do what we're familiar with. So when I think about the scripture, can these dry bones live? Blah, blah, can these dry bones live? I think about the dryness of our own stubbornness, the dryness, the dehydration of fear, the dustiness of addictions, and how it just sucks the fluid out of our life. So when it rains, is it necessarily a bad thing? And here's the other thing: are the bad things necessary in our life for us to become stronger? So I was thinking about, the process of being blessed. Because to me, being blessed is not is not how I was taught. I was kind of taught this kind of magical thinking to where God is a genie in a bottle and he's just going to come down and boop, you are blessed. Here's $1 million, William. Boop, you are blessed. You are successful and everybody loves you. Boop, you are blessed. You're going to pass that exam. And just in my experience, and maybe somebody else has experienced blessings like that. I have not. I've experienced the process of being blessed because if I was given an instantaneous blessing like that, I would blow it. I would blow it. I mean, and we have so many examples of people winning the lottery and blowing it because they weren't prepared to handle extreme finances. And when you come from extreme poverty and go into extreme wealth, there's a serious danger of blowing that money because you've never known how to handle money because you've never had it. So you will immediately go after all the things that you've never had. That your body in your mind is craving because you've been in the abuse of poverty. And I get it. I get it. But in order to maintain wealth, you have to be trained on how to handle wealth. And that's a process. The same thing with people who get the gastric bypass surgery. We don't. We've seen the results and the statistics. So many people who get that surgery gain the weight back because they haven't been prepared and trained to maintain a healthy body. I talk about, being with Leslie and Heidi and all my trainers, Sue, Patrick, all those guys, they all have taught me how to be healthy and trained me to handle it. So when I think about the process of being blessed, I think about the rain. I think about the rain and how that works with our crops. Because right now I'm working on. Yeah, I've done a little test with a garden, a home garden that I've been making, and I planted some strawberries, some cucumbers, some tomatoes, and spinach. And I'm playing with the lights and the sun because we've had a lot of sunlight lately. So I moved my strawberries into a shaded area, and so far it looks like it's only growing weeds. But my cucumbers and my tomatoes are coming up. My spinach, I'm not seeing nothing. But the whole process of me watering it and tending it is the process of waiting for the harvest. But you have to take care of the ground for there to be a harvest. And so many of us, our ground is dry. Our ground is dehydrated. The soil in your soul isn't fertile. In your mind, it's too dry to plant any seeds. And that's a problem if you want something to live. If I want my dreams to live, I've got to create soil in my soul, in myself that is capable of growth. So I got to go through the process. I got to be able to accept the rain. And the rain is those seeds of truth that I've been avoiding, that I've been lying to myself about. I'm more comfortable with the dry lies that I've been living with than handling the rain to recondition the soil in my mind to embrace what's going to bring life, what's going to bring breath, what's going to bring strength. And so, I'm going through this process of getting a house, and I'm getting some doors, not necessarily slammed in my face, because I don't think they're slammed in my face because I have a whole different concept of rejection. Excuse me. And so I'm 4 points away from being approved for a loan, and I had something happen that was totally a fluke accident with my credit. My credit's not spectacular, but it's not crazy. It's not bad. But something happened during the coronavirus that I totally forgot. And so I went and called the dealership, and I said, look, I need you guys to work with me and give me a goodwill deletion of this one late payment, because I explained the circumstances of what happened. I've never been late, blah 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 blah. And they said, no, we can't help you. Okay. And it's funny because I'd already talked to some of my friends earlier that morning about the power of perseverance, and not giving up in the midst of disappointment. So I already had it in my mind that even if I get a rejection, what I'm gonna do, and the bottom line is, even if you don't know what you're gonna do, you have to have the idea that you're not gonna quit, you're not gonna give up, period. So I've got some other phone calls to make. I've got some other lenders to work with. I'm just gonna keep moving forward, and that takes strength of will and faith. You have to choose to have faith, because fear is sometimes like gravity. You can easily fall into it. And for me, when I start getting afraid, I start falling into self pity and depression. And if I stay in self pity and depression long enough, I'll start thinking about addictions, going back to drinking and taking some pills to go to sleep, because I just want to forget about the day and I don't want to deal. So I know I'm very familiar with the path towards destruction. That's like an old, comfortable, stinky blanket, and I avoid heading down that path. So I have to go down the path of the unknown, the unknown, and keep moving forward, because that's the process of me reconditioning my mind to work with the impossible, to create miracles. I totally believe that God still provides miracles, but the question is am I looking for them? Am I putting myself in a place to where there's got to be no other possible answer except, I'm going to require a miracle. I'm going to require that. And in order for me to obtain that, I have to seek and keep moving myself further and further out of my comfort zone into unknown territory to find new answers. So, is your mind prepared for the rain, for the process of being blessed and maintaining it? And I guess that's my question for today for all you guys. It's Wednesday. It's like the middle of the week. We still got a lot to do. I still got a lot to do. So I'm praying for you guys. You guys know I'm praying for you guys. Keep you in prayer. It's all gonna work out. It's all gonna work out. And it's funny because the closer, because I think we've got, I don't know, probably like 35 days left before we have to find another place. And I was talking to my one friend Tiffany, and she's like, I would be freaking out right now. And I'm like, yeah, there's a part of me that wants to freak out, but there's another part, a new part that I've been working with these past couple years, that gets excited when extreme situations come, because I know when those things happen, something amazing is right around the corner. Because in my life, force meets force. So when a crisis comes, extreme blessings come to counteract it. It's a counterattack. So I mean, at times when I've been extremely broke, I've had people come out of nowhere to provide resources for me. And that wouldn't have happened if I wouldn't have encountered the problem, the crisis, the calamity, the disaster. And look, we've seen it in the news. If look, I know you have to dig deep to find positive stuff in the news today, but if you really do a seek and find for good news, you will see people blessing people who are going through extreme circumstances. I know everybody that watches my videos is one of those people. So never doubt that miracles are still happening. You just got to put yourself in a place to receive it. Okay? So I love you guys. I will talk to you guys later. Peace, love, and hair grease. I don't know where I got that saying from, but I'll talk to you guys tomorrow. Later.